Hello everyone, welcome back to Path for Cloud. So in this video today we will discuss about the Docker Swarm, right? So Docker Swarm cluster, what is Docker Swarm, why it is used and how you can set up, right? So Docker Swarm is it's nothing, it's just a group of multiple Docker machines which can create one single cluster and running your load, right? But why like what is the existing additional benefit we are getting, right? So let me tell you. It is a kind of orchestration tool, right? So what is orchestration, guys? Orchestration is something where you can see that which can heal itself, right? Like is anything is going, it can detect the failure, it can detect the load, right? So here you can see that I have tried to mention something. It can deploy as many as replica, right? So it will automatically detect that okay, the node which already there, right, in the cluster, so it will detect, okay, where the less load is running and accordingly it can plan the your deployment, right? It can detect auto detect load if it is required, right? Like your web server is running with heavy load, so it can add one more replica. Same way it can load balance, right? It can load balance like the first user will be sent to node 1, second will be node 2, so accordingly it will work. And it can support the shared storage. These are the just four basic one I have mentioned, but there are a lot of features for the Docker Swarm orchestration, right? So there are some prerequisites which we can say that it is something to require to set up. Okay, I think I forgot. So uh, all nodes, right? All nodes must be configured with static IP, right? So this is the first requirement. If it is the IP is changeable, right? So it will not, and it should ping to FQDNs, right, to each other. So that is the also one of the requirement here. Okay, and the port requirement is TCP 2377, which is for the cluster internal communication, right? Like cluster management communication. Let me write for you. And these are the two port TCP and UDP. Both protocol is required for the communication among all nodes, right? This is for nodes communication. And it can be it must be on TCP and UDP. Both ports should be opened. Okay, so this is, and the last one is UDP, which is required for the overlay network, right? Remember, we have discussed this type of network in our network video, right? So if you haven't checked, please go and check that video. So this is required for the overlay network. So these are the some kind of prerequisite we have, and this is a little bit introduction about the Docker Swarm orchestration cluster, right? And I'll try to make one dedicated video where we will discuss the more depth inside the what is happening with the Docker. But let's focus on today the basic part, right? So what I have done is I have created four EC2 instances on Docker. You can see that I have marked as two nodes as a master node and two nodes as a node 1 and node 2, which is the worker node. I have already installed the Docker. You don't need to install anything related to Docker Swarm, right? You just need to install Docker, right? So with the Docker Compose, we need to install a Docker Compose separately, but for Docker, it is just it's good to go with this step only, right? So to initialize the Docker, right? If you see, let me see. I think it's disconnected. Let me reconnect. Come on. This is also disconnect. Yeah, I think I already opened, and let me pause and reconnect and then come back. Okay. Okay, I have reconnected the master node. Fine. So we can check. It is we remember that we have one command to check all the information regarding the Docker server, right? So let me run this command and we will grep for the swarm. So as of now, Docker swarm info, system info. Okay, we have run system. I think there was some typo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was capital, right? That's why. Okay, so here you can see that Docker. system info, right? So it is saying as of now inactive, right? So to make it inactive active, right? So what you just need to run one command, docker swarm init, and it will initialize your Docker. Here you can see, right? It has initialized our Docker on this. So here it is saying current node is now a manager, right? So who will manage the other node, your load, right? And if you want to join the other node to this, so you just need to run this command and the other node will be added to this cluster, right? If you run now uh, Docker node ls, so here you can see that we have only one node, which is the master, and it is active, right? And it is selected as a leader node. Leader is something that who can manage the other, right? So like master, manager, or whatever the leader. That's the leader, right? Because there can be only one leader among multiple masters, which can be marked as a leader in this. And this star indicates that on whatever the master you will run this command, right? So this star indicated, okay, you are running that particular. When we added a new master, I will show you this star again, okay? And if this time if you will see, right, so it is saying that swarm is active now, right? So let's do one thing. Let me add this master 2 as a node first, and then we will promote it, okay? So that this way also we will learn that how you can promote a existing node. So here what I will run is I will run this command, and here you can say this node joined a swarm as a worker, right? So let's go there, and if now if we'll run docker node ls, this is the command just to see that how many nodes we have in cluster. So here you can see that one is the master one, which is ready, it is active, right? And another one is master 2, that is also ready and active, but it is not the manager status, right? So what we will do is, if you want to promote this node as a master, right, so there is a command called docker node promote. Okay, let's promote this node, promote, okay, and we will name it as a master 2. Fine. So okay, it is saying worker node cannot be used or view or modify cluster. Sorry, this should be run on the master, because that is worker only, right? So master can define, okay, who can promote and who can demote, right? So that is the stuff. So let's run docker node promote master 2. Okay, and if this time if we run, so here you can see that, right? Earlier, reachable is something that, okay, we have the two masters, okay? One is already selected as a leader and other one is reachable. If something goes wrong with the first master, then at the same time, master 2 will be selected as a leader node and it can manage your cluster. So that is fine. So these are the two node, leader, reachable, right? So these are the two basically status. Apart from that, I think there is one more status. I'm not able to recall that, but it is something leader, reachable, and obviously unavailable, right? Like maybe that master node is not ready or something happened to that, so it is unreachable. So manager state, if you see it as a blank, right? So that means that that node is as a joined as a worker node. And if you find that manager status either leader, reachable, or unavailable, that means that it is a kind of manager. And same way, availability, we have three status. Active, you can see that, okay, it is active and it can schedule and accept the task for you. Pause is something like you can pause the node, right? Let's say if you need to do some kind of maintenance on this node, right? So you can run that docker node pause and give them name, and it will come to the docker pause, right? So this way you can go and maintain your uh, that maintenance on that particular machine, right? And there is one more, swarm, right? So swarm is something, sorry, the drain is something that the moment you change that status, this availability drain, right? So what will happen is the existing running workload on that particular, that will be drained out and it will be scheduled on another available node, and that node will be marked as a drained node and you can take it out, right? But when you say that pause and drain, what is the main difference? Main difference is When you say pause is something that whatever the current running, that will be keep on running, but it will not accept the new task. Okay. But when you say drain, so drain is something that it will drain the current working stuff and it will schedule, it gonna schedule on the another available node. So that is the main difference. Okay. So these are the some status information. So now we have the two worker node, right? So now we want to add our worker, right? So that we can see that, okay, how you can add the worker node. Let's say, if you remember that when we initialize, right, it gave the command to us, like we can directly go. But what if you are coming after a month, or after like in future, if you need to add a more node, how you will come to know that, okay, what is the command we need to. So for that, we have a command called docker swarm join token. So it will give you the current token. Okay. If you want to add a some node as a manager node, right, then you can say manager. So the moment you run this command, right, so that particular node will be added as a manager, right? And if you want to add as a worker, right, so just replace this keyword with the worker. So this is as a worker. So what will happen is, let me do one thing. I will run this on node 1. Okay. Node 1 is also disconnected. Let me connect again. So this is node 1. Fine. I will run this. I already opened the firewall, right? So that is why it is I'm not working. But you know that we have the prerequisite. So if you follow my video, so make sure that you will add all these ports in your security group. Okay. So if we run this docker node ls, right, so here you can see that it this node as we have this some status here, that means that it is a manager node, right? You can run this command here as well, docker node ls. So this is the difference, right? When we run this docker node ls, right, this is also a manager and this is also a manager node 1, right? We will demote it, but as of now, just assume that these also a manager. So you can see that this star indicates, this asterisk indicates here that whatever in this list, the master node you are running, right? I'm just keeping this as a master 1 master, but in real time you will not find this name, right? So just to be understand, right, I'll just give a friendly name here. So here you can see that you are running this command on this particular master node, right? And if you run here, so here you can see that here you are running this on this. Fine. And we have that another command called docker worker, right? So let me run this on node 2 and let's see what will happen. So here we have the node 2. Okay, it is connected. Let's clear the screen and I will paste. And here you can say this node joined a swarm as a worker, but node 1, if you remember, it gave a manager. And we can confirm from here as well, docker node ls. So here you can see that there is no status, that means it is as a worker node. Okay, so let's demote our node 1 as well. Okay, docker node. For promote, we ran promote, right? But now we will run demote and we will give the node name. All right. So if you run docker node ls, so here you can see that the reachable with the tag which was there when it was manager, it is gone because now it is as a worker. Fine. So this is how that you can add and you can promote or you can demote your node here, right? So this is that stuff, right? But now the thing is, like, how you want to make your service running on this particular stuff, right? So what I will do is, okay, I will run a one BGBox container. Okay, what I will do, and to create here we will not the container, right? Here we will say the service. Whenever you are doing it, launching any or creating any applications, or you need to make it as a service, right? So for command is docker service create. Okay, I will name it as a name, my let's say hello. Okay, and because we will pass a hello keyword here. So I will say busybox. Let's take the latest image. Okay, this stuff we already discussed. So what I will do, I will just say while equal to true and do echo hello. Okay, hello from path for cloud. Okay, and then I will sleep for 4 seconds and I will say done and I will close it and let's see what will happen. Okay, detected task failure. There is some typo probably. Let it run. We'll see. What we can do is we can go to the master node and we will say Docker just to list how many services are running. You can see, run this and to check the logs, right? What we can say logs and you can give the service name, right? And to check the live logs, what we can put -f as a flag and you will see that live log. Okay, there is a syntax error, right? So that is why it is giving as a it is not able to. So what I will do is I will cancel this and we will have this Docker service ls, right? So I will do is I will remove this and we will run it again. Okay, I removed and it is removed, fine, and that is also gone. So let's remove it and let's see where was the typo. Okay, what is happening is it is SSH. Okay, while true, fine, then we have put the semicolon, do echo, and okay, let me see this way. Okay, where it is came. That's fine, but I'm just removing it. Hello from Path for Cloud. Okay, this is the message. And okay, I need to say it in because it is starting with the different. Okay, sleep 4 seconds, then we are doing and we are done. Let's try this time. And it is checking for the stability and it's done, right? So what we will do is Docker service, you can see that, right? It is already running, right? And if you see now, so in every 4 seconds, it is giving that message, right? So our container, our service is running fine, right? And you want to see that how many task is running under this service. So what we can do is Docker service ps and give the service name. And here you can see under this we have one task is running, right? And this task is running on node 1. If you see here, uh, Docker ps. So here you can see that there is one container running, right? So here you can detect, okay, on which your container or the load is running. So here you can see my hello and how that container name is getting uh, assigned. Let me tell you, it is just your service name and the task number. Task number is getting when you give the more replica, right? Let's say if you give two replica, right? Then it will say my hello dot two, and this is just the ID of your task. Here you can see, right? So this way you will get your name of your container. Fine. So that is the stuff. So now what we will do is let me do one thing. I will just create one more service here, Docker service create. Okay, I will name it as a my web. Fine. I will say replicas equal to, let's say we will give 5. Okay, and we will try to deploy Nginx. So it is doing. Let's wait once it is finished and it is done. waiting, and done. If you say Docker service ls, so we have, see, we are running 5 replicas, and out of 5, all 5 are running. Now if you say Docker, to just to see how many task it has created, right? So we will say Docker service, sorry, PS, and we will give the service name my web. So here you can see there are few running master 2. There is one running on node 2, there is one running on node 1, and there is one running on master 1. If you see Docker PS now, so here you can see that my web, because the fifth task is running on master 1, and we are on master 1 node, right? So you can see my web dot 5 and this name, and that's is the container name. If you'll go to the, let's say, on node 2, and here you see Docker PS. So again here my web 3, because on this my web 3, and on master 2 there are two. So this way you can do, right? But here let's say if you want to make the this what do you say, this replicas you want to update, right? And instead of 5 you want to run only 4, or maybe you want to do it more, right? So how we can do that update command? Okay, so for that we need to publish, or here you want to maybe publish your port, because we forgot to publish our port here, right? So what we can do is, let me, I am on doc master 1, okay, Docker service. What we want to do is, we want to do, or if you want to see how many options we have, so we can run Docker help. So here you can see there is one is update. So we want to update our service. So Docker service update, fine, and publish. What publish? I want to add a port 80 colon 80. I mean that on port 80, if whatever is running, just forward it to that, and my service name is my web. If you remember, it is the my web. Fine. Here you can see my web. So what it will do is, it will remove the current running. You can see that timestamps 28 seconds. Okay, we will do it again. Let me update it. Okay, it is just checking, and it is doing one by one. That is the strategy it is following. I'll try to create one more video on this rolling update and that update strategy, how Docker Swarm follows. Okay, so if we'll see Docker service PS my web, so here you can see that the previously it has shut down and the new one is running, right? So it is running on master 1 also. So Docker PS, here you can see now we have the port assigned. Now what I will do is, I will just take the node, we have node 1 also running, right? Here you can see. So I will take the public IP of node 1 and I will go to that public IP. Here you can see. Or if you want to go to node 2, right? So this is that way that you can get your application very highly available. If any of the node goes down, right? Here you can see. So it will keep on running. There is no harm. Here you can see Docker node ls. What I will do is, I will shut down the node 2, because here as of now Docker PS is running. Fine. We have two container running. What I will do is, I will power off this. It is disconnected. Let's check the status. It is keep on active. It will check and probably it will be soon down. You can see it is down, right? Now what will happen, that there was two container running there. What will happen to those container? Let's check what will happen. My web. So here you can see that on node 2, right, there was some running that is down now, right? And if you see your service status, you have the 7 out of 5 running, because 2 is shut down, right? So that is gone and it is scheduled on another node. If you run again, you can see that now node 2 is nowhere, right? On node 2, whatever was running, that was promoted to node 1. Here also you can see node 2 that was shut down and it was promoted to master 2. So whatever the running load was node 2, it has detected, okay, there is something happened on the node 2, right? And now it is not available. So whatever the current running, it is automatically detected, right? Remember earlier we had detected the orchestration, right, which can heal itself. We can detect the failure, and it has detected and it has promoted that thing to the node. Now what I will do is I will just go to the node 2 IP again, fine. And if you run, what do you think, whether the page will come? Because node 2 is not running now. Obviously it will not come, right, because it is picking it from the cache. But when we pick our, when we run our original node from the real-time environment, right, we will put a load balancer, and load balancer will detect, okay, how many nodes are there, and whatever the node is live, right, so there it will redirect your traffic. So that is how it works. And how it will be in that way, let's say if this replica is not running, right, if I'll see docker service ls, right, as of now it is 5, right, let's say I'll try to update it, dash dash replicas equal to 2, and I will say my web. Now I have scaled down, and if we'll see docker service ls, now we have only 4, and if I'll say docker service ps my web, so here you can see now it has shut down, okay, these all are shut down, so only two are running. And where those are running? Those are running on master 2 and node 1, right? So this way you can scaled up, you can scaled down your application. If you want to scale up again, simply you just say 3, and it will launch one more. So this is the beauty of this uh, orchestration, right? You can take the leverage of this orchestration. It will automatically detect your manager node failure, or maybe something happened, right? So that way you can just say whatever you want to do it. So these are the status. So I think that's it probably. I will try to create one more dedicated video on this more depth of this mm, Docker Swarm, right? So if you want to inspect, okay, there is one more command, let me tell you, docker node inspect, and give the node name, and then you can just say pretty is like just to give you a readable format, right? What is the ID, host name, when it was joined, what is the status, right? Whether it is, what is the raft is nothing. Raft is a kind of algorithm which manager or the Docker Swarm uses to choose the leader of your uh, cluster. Here you can see, right, raft status reachable and leader is yes. If same way if we do for the master 2, so you will find is a leader status no. Here you can see leader is no, but it is reachable. That means that if something goes wrong with the master, right, let me go to master 2, it is still running, let me cancel docker node ls, right, let me power off this. Okay, that's gone. Let's see. Yeah, there is. I think it will not come. Why? Because it is a like thing of your what you call it, quorum status, right? Because quorum is something that it must be. You can see because there is no node who can take the this. So for this to troubleshoot, there is two way. One is either you can make this server up again, right? Let me power it on again. If I'll go docker master 1, and I will say okay, it is still, it is not detected. Let me see. stopped, right? And let's start this instance again. And it has started. That is the first way, like you can make your master node up, right? When this master will come up, automatically it will come up. And the second one is you can force your cluster again, right? You can reinitiate your cluster. How you can do? Docker swarm init dash dash force new hyphen cluster, right? So what it will do, it will reinitialize your cluster again, and that will be you will get back whatever the load is running on worker node, that will keep on running. It will not go away, right? It will keep on running. You can see that, right? Master one, there is unknown because as of now it is unknown for its, right? And node one is also down. If you remember, we have powered off, so that is also, but node unknown, you need to make it up, right? What you need to do is you need to join it again. Let me go on node 1. I think it is disconnected again. Let me see if our master came up. Okay, it will not come up. Come on. I'm not sure why it is so slow today. Okay, it is connected again. What I will do is I will run that command again. Let me copy it again. See, it is already part of your Docker. So what we need to do is we need to say Docker swarm leave so that it can wipe out the previous key, right? Previous token, which was the part of it is. I'll leave it and I will join it again. And now if you go to the Docker node ls on master 2, here you can see that node 1 is ready state now. Remember? Here you can see. And master 1 is already joined. Node 2, let me restart, and I think it can join that VM again, right? So let me start and keep on, we'll keep on check the status. I will make a pause, right? Let this node will come up and then we'll see. Okay, it's still down. Here the what I was trying to show you, here you can see that node 1 which was previously we removed manually, right? So it is saying down, but we added it again, right? So here you can see. And when the master 1 was down, right, it was unknown. But the moment it came up, it joined the cluster again, and this time it is reachable because leader is already there. Only one leader can be there, right? Here you can see that now master 2 is leader. Fine. And here you can see node 2 is already up and running, right? And whatever that stuff is running for you, that is still running. If you say Docker service ps my web, and here you can see whatever the running node is more than 2 minutes, right? It was already running. There was no something happened. So that is the way we can take the leverage of this Docker swarm. It is very good orchestration, but it has lacking few other features, right? There are it is easy to set up. It's following the declarative format, self-healing, security, load balancing, service discovery, right? It is all good, but still it is following a very important features. It is lacking on that, right? So for that we have Kubernetes from Google, right? We will create one series on basic Kubernetes, which will give you a GUI, right? And it can support the multiple network algorithm. It can support the multiple stories. We have the Mesh OS from the Apache. Although those are something very uh, like difficult to set up, but once it is up and running, that is run like a charm, right? So yeah, it depends on you, right? According to your environment. I can say that okay, still this Docker Swarm is widely used in the most of the industry, but Kubernetes is the leader, right? if we see that this containerized orchestration. So Kubernetes is the leader, obviously. OpenShift is a Red Hat product which comes with enterprise license, but Kubernetes is a open source and which can leading the market. But Docker Swarm is its own feature, and it is also used in the market, right? So yeah, I think we are done from today. So I'll take a pause from here and probably we will meet again. Yeah, all right. Thank you guys. If you love my content, then please support me. Subscribe my channel, share it with your friends, colleagues, so that everybody will get the benefit from this. And just comment me if I'm missing something, or if you want to uh, 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 if you want something else, right? So we'll try to create more videos on that. All right. So okay, I'll take a pause from today. Thank you guys. Thanks for being with me. Yeah, bye bye.